Director General of the Bureau for Public Procurement, Taraba State. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
You're welcome.
All right. Sir, I will start by asking you to properly introduce yourself to our viewers out there.
Yeah. First and foremost, I am Comrade Jonah S. Magaji, the Director General, Bureau of Public Procurement, Taraba State. All
right. As I have earlier said, today is going to be very interesting because we are going to be enlightening and we are going to be impactful, definitely, by what the Director General is going to explain to us, all concerning the Bureau. Stay tuned and happy viewing. To start, I want to start by asking you what the role and purpose for establishing the Bureau is.
Thank you very much for this very important question. The Bureau of Public Procurement, otherwise known as the Due Process Office then, we were Due Process Office trying to regulate activities of the ministries, department and agency as to contract awards. Contract awards stems from the budgetary appropriations that are normally given to the MDS on all the projects and activities and programs that they are to carry out within the stipulated period of time. And once they are properly planned and programmed, they have to be budgeted for. And whatever that has been budgeted for has to pass through the State House of Assembly for appropriation, and that is where another law exists. We call it the appropriation law. The Bureau came into existence by way of enactment of the law through the Due Process Office then during the military administration. But when this government, civilian government, came into being, they saw the need of a procurement practice that has to be backed by law. It used to be a government policy by then, so that when contracts are to be awarded, quotations are normally being received from either contractors or suppliers on any government project, and then they are to pass through the vetting process. The vetting process is when they make their submissions, professionals and technocrats sit down to look at what are the market surveys or market pricing of those projects, and then they quote accordingly. And the benchmark price is what is normally being given for the contract award. But when we find it that people cut corners because of their connections on top to get jobs done, then it has to be passed into a law that there must be a process where people are allowed to compete, so that the value for money can be determined by the person that is most competent to do that job, so that at the end of the day there should be efficiency in government practice. And that is how we came into existence as a regulatory body to checkmate the activities of the contractors, suppliers and professionals that do government work. And that is how we came into existence as a bureau. Our role and purpose of existence is to checkmate the activities based on laid down procedures and steps to be followed before contract awards.
Okay. All right. That's quite understood. You have explained it to some certain extent, but the second question is about the significance of the procurement law. I don't know, it's like you have also brushed on it, but can you still enumerate on it?
Well, the procurement law is a process whereby jobs or contracts are being given to only the best and the most competent contractors or suppliers that are to do, or professionals that are to do that specific work. Procurement is divided into three categories. There is the procurement of goods, works and services, otherwise known as the consultancy. Okay. So on the procurement of goods, it is expected that the market surveys or practices of those particular goods that are to be procured by suppliers for the government is to be surveyed. And here in the Bureau, what we do is to have a benchmark price on projects or contracts that are to be given in terms of goods. Building materials are known. That's why periodically we go out from state to state to carry out market surveys of prices of commodities or prices of goods. We categorize them into building materials, furniture, electronics, medical equipment, and the rest of them. So periodically we produce our surveys to carry out what will be the benchmark price for a standard bidding document to be prepared for contractors, whether suppliers or even projects. For you to cost the price of cement, we know how much the price of cement is here in Jalingo and how much you can get it in Abuja. And that is how we carry out such things. So when bidders compete to do a government project, based on the bidding documents prepared, we know what it entails for a quantum of work to be carried out. So that is how we now checkmate how much this project can cost and how much a particular contractor or a particular bidder is cutting, so that we know the lowest evaluated responsive bid among them. When we talk of the lowest evaluated responsive bid, we talk in terms of your professionalism in that activity. How many projects of similar capacity have you ever carried out within the country or within Taraba State? So we determine your competency based on your job experience or job performance elsewhere. And that is how we may rate you either higher or lower than another bidder.
Okay. And that's very good work being done by the Bureau there.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have enough staff in the Bureau here that are manning the affairs of the Bureau?
Actually, this is a situation that is almost found in every sector of the economy. Because in the Bureau, we have professionals, we call them procurement officers. Before the coming of the Bureau, we have professionals in various ministries that do vet documents, like the architects, the quantity surveyors, the engineers, and whatever, found in mostly Ministry of Works and some